What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video. Guys, here we are with what do Europeans do better than Americans? This is a Reddit, just Reddit forum. I'm waiting for the comment that's gonna say everything. I know somebody's gonna say it. I know somebody's gonna say everything. I'm waiting on it. Before we jump into this, what I need you guys to do is hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I get suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You wanna subscribe to any of it? Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or in the description section. There's a Google form link. What we got?
Better at than Americans. Languages. This is true for practically any other country. Edit, might get flamed, so I'ma just say continent.
Oh yeah, they do be knowing more than one language. Yeah, okay.
Edit, might get flamed, so I'ma just say continent. Except Britain. We're just as useless as the Americans because the continent largely indulges us in our entitlement by speaking English to the tourists. Public transportation. Edit, Bosnia doesn't have shit transport and we don't need much more. I'm just saying American cities trump us.
Really?
They meant the part of Europe with jobs, lol.
They already started. Okay, I'm here for this thread. Then keep it going, bro. If you gonna blame each other, I'm here for it.
They meant the part of Europe with jobs, lol.
Oh.
Oof. Have you ever spent time traveling in Germany? You ever take the metro in Los Angeles? Started on Friday. I'm almost to my destination. Using measurement units. One day our teachers said we were going to learn the metric system in class. A couple days later they said never mind. Laughs in feet. Why did they say never mind? Because apparently they were told we weren't going to be taught it. Using U in Scrabble. And a tilde, e-diaresis, u-diaresis. Prison systems.
Facts.
European prison systems equals a reform system. US prison systems equals a punishment system.
That is facts. That is absolute fact. Yup, agreed.
Equals a reform system. US prison systems equals a punishment system. The period from 1850 onwards in Europe is when we learned that you have to change people's behavior to stop them committing crimes and not just treat them like shit for committing crimes. Healthcare planning. Americans were catching up until we played our trump card. Having paid holidays. Or paid maternity leave. Oh my god, yes. I live in a developing Asian country and I was so shocked when I got to know that the US doesn't have paid maternity leave.
It's painful.
Edit, I had 6 months of paid leave. Portion control. Came here to say this. Big portions are so normalized here. I've traveled through 30 different...
No. We like our portions the way they are. Don't make my portions small. I will not stand for my portions being smaller. I will work out more if that is what it takes. But I do not need smaller portions. But portion control, y'all are better.
Big portions are so normalized.
I just don't want that.
I've traveled through 30 different countries and in similar classes / types of restaurants, so don't compare fast food in the US to a nicer place in Europe. Portion sizes have not been significantly different anywhere. I feel like this gets popularized because some European takes a tour of the US and only ever eats at Popeyes and only ever orders the family size. Lol, look Karen, the portion sizes are so big. Compared to a basic cafe back home. The only exception is soda drink sizes, and the availability of free refills, but Americans also tend to load up probably more than half the volume of the cup with ice.
I always be saying that, know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do got bigger cup sizes, but half the cup be ice. So are we getting that much more drink? Now, free refills, though, I will keep ordering. I will keep refilling it. Keep them coming. But yeah. I always think that we do much bigger cups, but we put a lot of ice in our drinks, and y'all don't put ice. Y'all rarely put ice in.
Americans also tend to load up probably more than half the volume of the cup with ice. You can tell who's American and who's European just by looking at the answers, lol. But seriously, Europeans are more cautious about their health and will go do something about problems. I've heard of Americans avoiding the hospital because of the costs.
Definitely.
Not allowing kids to go into lunch debt. Lunch debt. Sorry, what? Read a news article of...
Yes, you can go in lunch debt here, yes. And they will feed you some peanut butter sandwich that you do not want. While you see everybody eating their nachos, eating their pizzas, know what I'm... And you're over here with a peanut. They couldn't even put jelly on a sandwich. Peanut butter sandwich. I don't want that. Alright, I'm sorry. That's my rant over. Y'all don't understand that you can go into school debt either. I think
lunch debt.
Free lunch.
Sorry.
You're forced to be at the school. They should be forced to feed you for free. That's just where I'm coming from.
Read a news article a few days ago that a school said if the parents didn't clear the lunch debt of the kids, the children might be taken away from them. And then something about a billionaire offering to pay off the lunch debt of the children, but the school didn't allow that. How do you rack up this lunch debt? Basically in America the kids can either bring their own lunch or buy lunch from the school like a food court. But it's typically a system where you punch in a number, it charges your account like a credit card, you get your food and a bill gets sent home to the parents at the end of the month. Some parents can't pay this lunch debt and so the schools threaten to take the kids unless they pay, which they can't do and would have no legal right to do so. What the fuck is wrong with American schools? Public drinking. Mostly. Not the Brits though.
We can't do that.
Source, I'm a Brit. As an American who now lives in the UK, I love when my friends and I go out to a show and start drinking on the train. Even though I've been here well over a decade and know that it's legal in my area, it still feels like I'm being a rebel. One thing it ain't is air conditioning, I tell you what. Being quiet. Everyone in America seems to shout real loud. Also European comedy, such as The Office, is more profound and deep-rooted.
Oh, The Office is European? I thought that was an American show.
European comedy, such as The Office, is more profound and deep-rooted. I feel as if American comedy is more direct and slapstick. I like both forms though. Profound and deep-rooted my ass. Monty Python is great and all, but that's wit, not anything profound or deep-rooted. Not saying Monty Python is the only example, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. Geography. Wearing clothes that fit. Even Obama had the worst fucking tailoring. Trousers way too long, jacket sloping off his shoulders. And now we have Boris, who looks like a pig trying to burst out of a straitjacket. Being able to form an orderly queue without being told to do so. Ha, not in Italy. Laughs in Dutch. Cheese. Gruyere, Parmesan, Feta, you name it. We in the US, on the other hand, have a yellow, nondescript cheese product called American bearing our name. You have enraged Wisconsin. Wisconsin will remember that. Vermont nods in solidarity. Come on, it's not yellow, more like a fluorescent orange.
I love this strike.
At me nerds. Rushing bee intensifies. Raising children and training their dogs.
Oh wow.
I'm an American in Germany and children are so much better behaved. Complete meltdowns in public are so much less common here, and when they do happen, the parents are often actively trying to take care of the situation instead of continuing to leisurely stroll around the grocery store letting them scream it out. Similar for pets, maybe because cars aren't as common so they have to be well enough trained to go on public transport and people don't often have big yards to just let dogs out in. Every day I pass people in the city without their dogs on a leash. But the dogs entirely ignore everyone around, just stick with their owners. Almost never do I even get the chance to pet dogs because they ignore you that much. Honestly, way to go Europe, or at least Germany.
Really? That's awesome. They can just walk the dog, no leashes. Wow. Yeah, shout out Germany.
Ignore you that much. Honestly, way to go Europe, or at least Germany. As for children, I think this is at least partially a German thing. As a Dutch person, it's always easy to distinguish German families from Dutch ones because the German children are much more well behaved. That and socks in sandals, of course. But I haven't been to the US, so I don't know how Dutch children compare to Americans. Noticed the same thing. People took the leashes off in parks and their dogs just walked along with them, ignoring everyone. I'm trying to get my dog to do the same, but here people generally don't ignore her. It's just how things are here.
Yeah.
She does fine until a person makes eye contact with her or speaks to her and she loses her shit and starts hopping on her hind legs. I like that she's friendly, but I'd love to occasionally be able to take her on a walk and not have to talk to anyone. I love the lack of small talk in Germany and the Netherlands.
I feel that.
Being informed about other cultures beside their own. There's two things I hate in this world. Those who are intolerant of other people's cultures. And the Dutch. Coffee. I don't understand how something they named black coffee can be see-through. If a soul can find its way through, the coffee is not black enough. Having a middle class. Yeah, just homeless and millionaires here. My wife, who is French, once stayed with an American family before we met. The dad decided to order in pizza, and she said, "Wow, great. I love pizza." The dad was thunderstruck and said, "Oh, you have pizza in Europe, too?" Was the dad retarded or something? No, he's just an American. Making chocolate and other candy. True, and that the default chocolate is always overly sweet/milky/artificial milk chocolate. Even European milk chocolate is different than ours. Don't get me started on dark chocolate.
I hate
Being
dark
awake
chocolate.
when this was posted. Going to the hospital without also going into bankruptcy.
Yes.
Building restroom doors. Out of every...
Oh, I'm loving this, bro. I love these videos. They're absolutely hilarious,
So
bro.
going into bankruptcy.
Absolutely
Building
hilarious.
restroom doors. Out of everything in this thread, this is the one I agree with the most as an American. Coming home from school. How on earth no one said education?
I can't believe they said. I'm in shock. I'm shook that they said that.
Coming home from school. How on earth no one said education? In Europe everyone has a chance to good education. Heck, even Asians and Indians come here because it's affordable and sometimes free. Travel.
I agree with you. Education is ridiculous. Y'all probably do, but Asians and Indians come here too. The college I went to, there were so many different races from so many different places. It was crazy. Know what I'm saying? So, but y'all education a whole lot cheaper. I 100% agree with that, and probably definitely better. But we do have all races of all places that come here too.
And Indians come here because it's affordable and sometimes free. Traveling before being old. English guy here who has lived in North America. One thing I prefer, in general, about Europeans is what I would call a pessimistic realism. Whilst the North American shiny happy attitude is at times a joy to be around, after a while it gets quite annoying. A good example of this would be from my time spent in Canada. It felt as though people were terrified to offend, trying to live up to expectations of North Americans as warm and friendly people.
I feel that.
This eagerness to please would often come across as disingenuous and make it hard to know exactly how they felt. Whereas English people in general would much more readily speak the truth of the situation as they see it, and this for me is a more pragmatic and useful approach to interaction. Struck me that a lot of Canadians were living to please but dying to offend. Traveling outside one's country, and the interest for it.
Yes.
Most
agreed.
people in the US would love to travel to other countries. Sadly, we can't hop
Good
on a
point.
train and drive through 5 different countries in a few days like
Good
Europe.
point. Good point.
Most Americans can't afford to leave their own state.
Also,
People want to, it's just expensive to fly across an ocean instead of take a 20-minute train ride.
facts.
Driving. I don't mean all Europeans, but as a German I feel intrigued by Americans driving cars. The lack of manual transmission experience is astounding. The place I work at does maintenance for rental car company, and all summer literally 85% of our work is changing clutches in all the cars after they get a couple weeks of American tourists driving them. Can Americans who learn in an automatic legally drive a manual? I'd if you're from the UK, but if you learn with an automatic you can't drive a manual.
You shouldn't be able to.
Yes, there's no transmission specific testing here.
Wow.
I took my road test in an auto, now I only drive a manual.
Oh. I feel like in order to drive a manual, you should have to drive a manual in your test. But this is so dope. This is so funny, bro. I love these. That's all we got for this one. If you guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section there's a Google form link. Hit the link, fill out your suggestions, send it to me. Want me to get yours faster than others, fill out premium. Make sure you hit subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon, all up top. You're going to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal, out.